So what I got here is a setup with 4 recording devices. I actually got an old iPhone 6 that I have here that I'm using with a regular, really inexpensive lavalier mic that's sitting here on my chest. The lavalier mic, it's a Movo brand, M-O-V-O. I'll put a link to the description below. And I'm hooking it up straight to the phone, and I'm using a free app called the Rode Recorder. So I'm gonna basically turn that phone off, right? And I'm gonna put it in my pocket, pretty much using this phone as a wireless audio recording device. That's solely what I'm doing. Now I'm also recording this same video on an iPhone hooked up to one of my favorite microphones, which is a Video Mic Micro, which is about a $60 microphone hooked up to the iPhone. And I'm recording the audio straight there together with the video that's being recorded on the phone. I'm also recording this on the computer using a regular webcam up here and using one of my favorite microphones to use for all my webinars and all that stuff, which is Samsung Q2U, about a $60 microphone. This is my go-to for computer-based recording. And I'm also recording with my DSLR camera using the built-in microphone, so no external microphone. And the idea is that we can compare what everything sounds. So this is the DSLR built-in microphone on the camera itself. I'm probably gonna boost the audio a little bit because I'm sitting kind of far away from it compared to all the other microphones. And this is my USB microphone hooked up to my computer. And this is the microphone, the Rode Video Mic Micro, that's hooked up to the iPhone. And this is the lavalier mic that is hooked up to the phone that I have in my pocket. So by the time I'm done editing this whole video, I'm gonna take all of these videos and audio files and splice them together and use them to pretty much edit the final video that you're gonna watch, so you can listen to all the different audio channels and decide for yourself what's the best way to record audio. I'm actually focused 100% on audio at the moment, but that will give you a general idea of, if one of them is particularly better than the other, what you can do. So some of the things that I can tell you right off the bat, with this setup in my pocket, I could actually be really, really far away from my camera. Not in the case of this video, but I could be really far away from this camera, and I could splice the audio and the video files together to then get really high quality audio that's being recorded on my phone in my pocket, splice it together with or join it together with the video that's coming from a webcam, or the video that's coming the video that's coming from my digital camera, or the video from a webcam, or the video from another phone. So obviously there's tons of possibilities. So let's go in the mixing room or basically let's go in the video editing software and see how that process goes. So what I've done here, I'm using a Screenflow software to edit all my audio and video. And I've taken all the source files. So here in green, these two are the ones from my DSLR camera. This guy here that I had kind of to my right, recording the video simultaneously. On the purple is these two lines here, the two purple ones. That's my webcam that I'm speaking to right now, and that microphone that I'm speaking to right now, which is a USB microphone hooked up to my computer. This blue one is the feed from my phone that had the Video Mic Micro on top of it. And this purple one, it's the audio feed that I had with my small old iPhone 6, which I had a lavalier mic, the lapel mic, hooked up to it. So I basically used that initial clap to tie them all together to make sure the audio and video, it's all in sync. I'll hit play real quick just to kind of give you an idea. And I actually organize these videos here in this matter to just kind of make it easy, so you know exactly what's going on at all times. And then here on this black portion, I'm gonna write in which is the active microphone that's working at the moment. So I'm gonna basically hit play here for a second. So what I got here is a setup with All right, I'm gonna figure out at what point I'm gonna switch microphones. So that I'm using with a regular, really, I'll put a link to the description below, and I'm hooked to the rope, right? And I'm gonna put it in my pocket. What device? That's solely what I'm doing. Now I'm also okay. So at this point, I'm gonna use solely my my audio from this microphone here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out all the audio from everything else. I'm gonna cut out the green audio. I'm gonna cut out the blue audio, and I'm gonna cut out the purple audio, the orange audio. I mean, the purple is the only one I'm gonna keep. So at this point, I was using this whole piece here. I was using my microphone that's here. So I'm gonna add a label so people know what the heck is going on here. So let me add a label by clicking on text, and I'm gonna put a quick label here saying current audio. So let's see, current, just make sure people can see that text. Okay, so we're gonna put current microphone. So current microphone, and this one is the USB Samsung Q2U, and I'll put in hooked up to the laptop. Okay, so now that's how we know this is the current microphone at the moment. Let me just change the font a little bit. Okay, so that's how the person that's watching the video, you who just watched this video, knows which is the live microphone that's at the moment. So I'm gonna bring that text all the way through here. So when we switch microphones, let's decide which microphone we're gonna use. So let me hit play for a second. Recording this same video on an iPhone hooked up to one of my favorite microphones, which is a video mic micro. Okay, so I'm gonna use the microphone on the iPhone, which is this green one. Okay, so let me see up to what point I'll be doing that. Let me just look at the video to see at what point it makes sense to switch. Let me hit play again. And using one of my favorite microphones to use for all my web, but also recording this on the computer using a regular webcam, a microphone. And the idea is that we can whatever the is Samsung. Okay, so at this point I will use solely the microphone on the iPhone. So the iPhone is this green line here, so that's good. So we're gonna keep that one. Let me cut out the purple line. So cut that out, and we'll cut out the blue as well, because the blue is from the iPhone, right? And then we'll cut the purple as well. Perfect. So now let me just hit play for a second. What I'm doing now, I'm also recording this same video on an iPhone. Okay, so there was clearly a change in audio there. So I'm going to change the label here, and let's do it up to this point, and then we'll call this one video mic micro hooked up to the iPhone 7. Let me put the brand here as well. Okay, so this is so the user knows which microphone is on at the moment, right? So you see the labels are different. So I put, you know, which one it is based on which is the only audio channel that's active, and then this is the only audio channel that's active here. So let's see what the next one says. And I'm also recording with my DSLR camera using the built-in microphone, so no external microphone. And the idea, okay, let's see at what point we're gonna stop there. Okay, let me hit play for a second. Micro that's hooked up to the iPhone. Okay, let's see. And this is the, okay, so that was a switch when I went back to that iPhone microphone. So let's cut this out. So it looks like at this point I start with the microphone on the iPhone. So let me, yeah, that will work. Okay, so at this point I'm using the built-in, this little piece here. That's the built-in microphone on my digital camera. So let me change the label. here so we can, when you watch the video, you know exactly which is the one that's happening. So I'm gonna put here built-in mic on Panasonic G85, and spelling this correctly helps. Perfect. Center this. Okay, so then you'll know that during this phase we're listening to the built-in microphone on the Panasonic. Actually, I made a mistake. Let me see, give me a second. Yeah, I completely flipped these, so let me undo these for a second. So I'm gonna undo a bunch of these because I actually messed up. So I'm just undoing as much as I can. Okay, so the blue one is actually my iPhone. So let me cut this out, and then we'll cut this one and cut that one. Yes, we make mistakes. And change the label here again. So we got video mic micro hooked up to iPhone 7. Okay, so my mistake. So that's the correct one. And then at this point, we're switching now to the camera, which is the green line. And we decided we were gonna switch right around this point, exactly. So we'll cut that out, out and out. And we'll bring the label on this one. So this is gonna be the built-in mic on Panasonic G85. Perfect. All right, so okay, let's see what's the next one. Phone hooked up to my computer, and this is the microphone away from it compared to all the other microphones. And this is my USB microphone hooked up to my computer. And this is the... Okay, so I probably have to roll this back a little bit. I should probably roll this back a little bit to maybe around here, and then cut this one out here. Okay, because it looks like at this point I was switching all the other microphones. And this is my USB microphone hooked up to my computer. And this is the... Okay, so that was when I did a switch. So this part here is the USB microphone hooked up to the computer. And then it looks like at this point I start talking about the microphone on the iPhone. So let me hit play for a second. Microphone, the Rode Video Mic Micro that's hooked up to the iPhone. And this is the... Okay, so at this point I can cut this part out. And I could also cut this part out. Okay, so this makes sense. So for this small period here, I'm using actually the USB microphone. So I'm gonna bring that text that I already have it there, collapse that, and then from here to here, I'm gonna use the iPhone, I think. Let me hit play. Video mic micro. Exactly. So let me copy this text and paste it here. I'll do it up to this point. Perfect. Let's see at this point what I'm talking about. Lavalier mic that is hooked up to the phone that I have in my pocket. So by the time I'm done editing... Okay, perfect. So it looks like at this point I'm talking about my lavalier mic. So let me cut out the audio from the lavalier mic, and at this point I'll leave it on for a while. So let me see how long I should leave that for. And audio files and splice and watch, so you can listen to all the audio. I'm actually focused 100 off. You know, if one of them is particularly better than the other, be really far away from my camera and splice or the video that's coming. The video that's coming from my digital camera or... Okay, so I'll basically use the entire, for the rest of it, I'll use the entire audio from the lavalier mic. So let me cut everything else out here. And let me see what this one is. So that one was the... Okay, that's the phone. So I have to cut this part out. out, and then I have to cut this out, and this out. Let me hit play. Lavalier mic that is hooked up to the phone that I have in my pocket. Rode video mic. Okay, that's perfect. So on the next one, I'm gonna paste this here and change the text. I know this is boring, but this is video editing. So lavalier mic hooked up to the iPhone 6, and I'll put in parentheses, in my pocket. Okay, yeah, that should be good. Let me see. Okay, let me extend the text here. Let me see how this ends. Let's go into the video editing software and see how that process goes. Okay, and then all I'm gonna do is now add the actual video that I'm recording at the moment, where I'm explaining this piece. I'll add that and render it, and that would be the entire video. So hopefully you found this fun enough and intriguing enough to kind of give you an idea of how we use different audio channels, in this case to do a demonstration of all the different audio options that we have, but how we use the different audio channels to choose, what's the best source of audio. And it's always good to have multiple sources of audio. Always good to have two, at least maybe the one from in your pocket and with lavalier mic plus whatever the other source is, whether it's the digital camera or the computer camera. It's always good to have two sources of audio, because one could always get messed up. So I think it's a good thing to do, to have two sources of audio. So hopefully you found this interesting.